10 harmful Chinese products you may have at home. In one of the most devastating scandals of the decade, contaminated pet food from China caused thousands of American families to lose their cherished pets in 2007. But here's the alarming part. This wasn't a one-time event. It was only the beginning. Today, I'll expose 10 common Chinese items that may be slowly harming you and your family. Some of these will shock you, I promise. You most likely currently have 3 or more of these things in your home. You may be thinking, come on, it can't be that bad. The government would never permit the sale of dangerous products here. That's exactly what I too thought, but hold off until you see what independent lab testing has discovered regarding these items. The findings are unsettling, to put it mildly, so let's examine this list of the top 6 riskiest Chinese goods you should never purchase. According to scientific studies, medical instances, and the possible harm they might do, I've ranked these. Surprisingly, number 1 is probably sitting in your kitchen right now: baby formula. Let me begin with something that truly grieves me. More than 300,000 Chinese infants were admitted to hospitals in 2008 after ingesting tainted formula that the manufacturers had added. Melamine, a chemical used to make plastic, was added to the formula to artificially raise protein levels. This wasn't just dangerous, it was fatal. Thousands more suffered irreversible kidney damage, and the worst part was that dozens of infants died. Chinese infant formula is still a major health concern today. Testing have revealed hazardous concentrations of heavy metals, pesticides, and antibiotics in these goods as recently as last year in New York. Always choose reliable brands with international safety certifications, especially from nations with stringent rules like Switzerland or New Zealand. A hospital treated an 8-month-old baby who had significant kidney damage from Chinese formula that was bought online. Seafood adding extra fish to your diet may seem like a healthy decision, but if it comes from China, you might be doing more harm than good. This explains why the U.S. National Institute of Fisheries found prohibited antibiotics like chloramphenicol in around 40% of Chinese seafood samples. Since it can result in serious allergic responses and liver damage, this material is so toxic that it is illegal in most countries, yet it just gets worse. These fish farms are frequently found in highly polluted places, where industrial runoff contaminates the water with lead and mercury. When a Los Angeles lady consumed tainted Chinese shrimp in 2020, she sustained irreversible brain damage. These chemicals build up in the seafood and eventually find their way into your body. The solution is to choose seafood from countries with strict environmental regulations, like Norway, Iceland, or Canada. This one surprised me, since although rice is a basic staple food, Chinese rice frequently includes dangerously high levels of cadmium, a deadly heavy metal that gradually builds up in your body. According to a 2013 study, 40% of rice tested in Guangdong, China, had cadmium levels significantly above safe limits. Let me share a real-life example from Boston. A 51-year-old man arrived at the hospital with severe back pain and weakness, and his cadmium levels were twice the safe limit because he had eaten cheaper Chinese rice. The damage to his kidneys was permanent. Always check where your rice comes from. Japan, India, and Thailand are much safer options. More than 70% of the world's garlic is produced in China. The difficult part is making it appear flawless and white. Manufacturers frequently use chemicals like sulfur dioxide to bleach it. These chemicals can result in serious allergic reactions and long-term respiratory issues, so it's not just about beauty. A man in San Diego discovered this the hard way when he started eating Chinese garlic every day and experienced persistent stomach issues and throat irritation owing to the chemical residues that produced persistent inflammation in his body. To check if your honey is authentic, drop some in water. Real honey dissolves slowly, without forming sediment, while fake honey mixes. Chinese honey frequently contains illegal antibiotics, like chloramphenicol, which can cause a potentially fatal condition called plastic anemia. To make matters worse, many manufacturers cut their honey with corn syrup and add artificial flavors to mask the difference. The Mayo Clinic reported a case where a 50-year-old man developed serious blood disorders after regularly consuming Chinese honey. You might be surprised to learn that 70% of Chinese olive oil shipped and marketed as extra virgin doesn't exceed basic requirements, according to the U.S. National Laboratory for Nutrition and Health. Many producers add chemical flavoring and coloring and dilute it with inexpensive vegetable oils. After treating a patient with toxic hepatitis brought on by swallowing Chinese olive oil purchased online, a New York gastroenterologist advised sticking to olive oil from nations known for their high-quality production, such as Spain, Italy, or Greece. Subscribe for more eye-opening content about protecting your health and making informed consumer decisions. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.